A couple hundred years ago, the only thing you had to worry about was a hangover.
You telling me you're an investigator?
More or less.
Today, because of your curse thingy, you can't sleep with anyone.
We're not a team. I'm your boss.
Or else you might feel a moment of true happiness,
You got a real addiction to the brooding part of life.
lose your soul,
Except for the bulk of it, where I was nearly tortured to death.
become evil again,
You're a demon hunter.
Road demon hunt.
and kill everyone.
It's fucking fantastic.
I love that sound.
Thanks, Cornelia. I always appreciate your perspective.
Hello. Welcome to Ale with Angel. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
And today on Ale with Angel, we are reviewing Angel Season 3, Episode 17, Forgiving.
Forgiving? More like unforgiving.
Yeah, I think that's the joke.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. 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 I can't get any lower than that. Son of a, I just found my low end vocal range. Son of a bitch. Oh. 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 You call this over here and that over there family? Original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everybody.
Yeah.
I believe that's the first movie I remember seeing in theaters. Go ahead, call me old. I'm not 40 yet.
I don't remember the first movie I saw in theaters. I only remember the first movie I went and saw in theaters alone.
Huh. I remember trying to get into R-rated movies with my brother. Now that I think of it, I've definitely told this story on the podcast before. But you know what? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But we asked some random woman who was definitely a mom in retrospect to buy us tickets. And she's like, oh, yeah, of course. I'd be happy to buy you tickets. She goes up there and we're like standing over in the arcade. And we're just like, she's going to do it. 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 And then we see both the ticket seller and her look over at us with shitty looks on their face. And then she comes back and she's like, you wanted me to buy these for you because it's R-rated. Well, that was very disrespectful. She like chewed us out like we were her own fucking children. I was like, fuck you, lady.
I remember the days when that would happen, where you get chewed out by strangers like they're your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that? Don't do that.
I had neglectful parents. That's what's up with that.
I mean, yeah, same. Do you remember what R-rated movie it was?
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old were you, do you think?
It was around the same time that Hook came out. So I'd have been maybe...
I think Hook came out in 94?
Somewhere between 8 and 10 years old. 94 or 95, yeah.
Oh, god damn. Hook came out in 91.
Fuck me.
Yeah, so Hook came out in 91, which means we were 7.
Yep. My mom used to use this movie theater and the mall like it was a fucking babysitter and just drop us off. We were way too young in retrospect to just be wandering around these places alone.
See, I always wanted to be one of those mall rat kids. Like, I would have loved for my mom to, like, oh, I'm just going to drop my kids off at the mall. Because this was back when malls were awesome.
Yeah.
And not, fucking ghost towns.
Yeah.
But I had always wanted to be one of those kids, but we lived just too far away from the mall. So, like, it wasn't really an option.
Especially the Battle Creek Mall is just...
Oh, yeah.
That's been a ghost town for over, like, a decade, if not more.
Stores first started leaving there in, I want to say, 2005.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure this is all very interesting for everyone.
Yes.
Hey, we have exactly 72 iTunes reviews, and it'll never be enough.
Right.
We need more. I need more.
Also, if you're somebody who's just very recently rated our podcast but didn't write a review, you should write a review, because if you write a review, you'll be in the running for when we hit 75 reviews.
Studies show that 2 out of 3 of the last reviews that we received did not write a review.
Yeah.
They only clicked the stars. We love stars.
Oh, was it 3? I thought it was only 2.
No, 3.
Oh,
we
okay.
69, 70, 71, 72.
Okay.
So 3 total.
Right. And
But only one of them wrote a review. So Elon, you're the only one that is going to be in the running for this hoodie, besides everyone else who also wrote a review over the last 6 years.
Exactly.
Who will very probably not be paying attention to this.
I wonder how many. I would actually love to know how many people who have written reviews actively still listen to our podcast.
If we announce 3 winners over the course of 3 months who don't claim it, I'm just going to be like, fuck it. First person to text us gets it.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be fun, guys.
It'll be fun.
Somebody's going to get a hoodie. If you're thinking, oh boy, I hope it's me, you know what? It probably will be.
Chances are better than not.
They are quite good. So, I don't know. What else is there to talk about, Rex? I feel
Executive doodle doos.
Executive. Fuck a doodle doo!
Oh, God,
wow.
the chicken's got him.
We have these people that just are giving us money on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like they like us or something, and they want us to keep being ridiculous on the internet. So we like to say their names because people like it when they hear their names. They are Elon Bond, Tracy Kidd, Willie Chalker, Liam Neville, Monica Fonseca, Super Spike, Audrey, 2 French names, Bridget McLeod, Did I See a Thylacine Sign, Ali B, Nathan Lancy, Dulcinea, Rachel Doodle Doo, DTS, Cubby the Seal, Mr. Tabalicious, Sandra Craig, Jay Sommer, Catherine Parkinson, Karen Moon, Chris V-Man, Misa Like It a Turtle Okie Day, Bad at Changing Their Name Heaps, Two-Tone Don't Fucking Call Bradley Cooper Gnome, Father Defenestrato, Matthew and Doodle Doo, Kelly MC, Jesse Rain, Alex from the Heart, and Carrie Phillips.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Without you, this show literally is not possible.
Literally.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Elon, I apologize again. We're going to name your car.
Eventually.
It's just not this episode.
You know what? I'm actually, when we're done recording this episode, I'm going to send Elon an email.
Yes.
And just actually give a direct explanation for the delay.
Yes.
Like, probably even, like, behind the scenes information on the delay, just because I feel so fucking awful about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna offer you an extra car/cat naming. Find something else in your house that you want us to name.
Yeah.
Or your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
No holds barred. We'll name it for you.
Point to a random thing on the street. Mm-hmm. We'll name it.
Like, well, it's a raccoon. We will name a fucking raccoon for you. Anyway.
The other day, I saw a possum running across the road.
Yeah.
I named him Tom.
I was going to say George.
No, Tom. I don't know why. It's just, oh, hi, Tom.
The second name I thought of was Jerry, and I'm like, oh, that's just Seinfeld characters. What are you going to do?
Do a mom synopsis.
Joshua! What are you doing, Joshua? Revenge! Okay, but what are you revenging, Joshua? I don't know. It just seemed on theme. Well, you can't just shout revenge and then not at least attempt to exact revenge upon someone or something in the immediate vicinity, Joshua. Don't tell me what I can do with my revenge. Go clean up your revenge, Joshua. My revenge is none of your damn business, Mom. I am an adult. I'm a man now. A manly man. Very masculine. So you can't boss me around, Mom. Why is that, Joshua? Is it because I'm a woman? Oh, wow. No, I didn't mean it like that. Jeez. No, Joshua, go ahead. Let out your casual misogyny. Show everyone how ugly it is. I'm just trying to say that I have agency and you can't control me anymore because I'm not a baby. Oh, and women don't have agency? You know that's not what I meant. Fine, go. Run to your agent. He might save you from your evil mommy, but he'll never help you exact your revenge. Wait, you think the agency means... Oh, now you're calling me stupid. Okay. I'm about to go get my revenge. Oh, shit, it's me, isn't it? What are you going to do, Joshua? Well, I thought I might write a sketch parodying you in a podcast for over 6 years or something. Nah, that's dumb. Finally, something we can both agree on. Because today on Angel, Fred and Gunn are trying desperately to find Wesley before Angel does, so they can absolve him from kidnapping Connor before Angel tries to murder him, like actually. Angel, on the other hand, is obsessed with finding Sajan because he's the only one that can get him to the Hell Dimension Kortoth, where Holtz and Connor are now. Last episode. After not making any progress with research, Angel says to hell with it, no pun intended, and kidnaps Linwood from Wolfram and Hart and gets access to the super secret White Room, where the entity in the room gives him a spell to corporealize Sajan. And he does. Meantime, Fred and Gunn go to Justine, who isn't very helpful, and they barely escape with their lives from her gang. They find Wesley's notes in the trash, and they take the info to Angel's deaf ears. Angel heads out to find Holtz on a tip from Lila, and Fred and Gunn follow Justine to Sajan's old hideout. You know the one. They find out Justine cut Wesley's throat and are interrupted by Sajan, who doesn't take kindly to any of them. Angel finally tracks him there and has a final showdown with him that he nearly loses, but Justine traps Sajan in a magical urn, then finally divulges Wesley's last known whereabouts. They don't find him right away, but he turns up in a hospital somehow, and Angel comes to pay a friendly visit. A little too friendly of a visit.
Yeah.
The end of the synopsis.
Yes.
Ladies, gentlemen, spiny-headed looking creatures. Soon as the sun goes down, soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Competition is a beautiful thing.
We open on the aftermath of the events of last episode. There's, blood on the wall. There's a baby not in his bassinet where he belongs.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a whole big problem.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
He's so fucking melodramatic. Like, oh, they took my baby. Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, it's not like you lost something important like your keys.
Jesus wept.
It is kind of nice, though, to have the broody angel back. I missed him.
If you can't find your keys, have you checked your butthole? Have you even checked your butthole? That's all I'm saying. Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of have you checked your butthole, there's a song called Have You Checked Your Butthole?
By Tom Cardy.
By Tom Cardy, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's great. I thought you were telling me. I was like, you have to know that I know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent that to you.
The viewers at large. Did you?
Yes.
Huh.
I sent that to you.
Is that what got me into Tom Cardy?
Yes.
I haven't watched any of his shit for a while now. I should go back to him.
But no, Tom Cardy, fucking hilarious musician.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely hilarious.
TikTok star, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go him.
Anyway, we got our broody angel back. He's broody boy.
So, God damn it, Rex. Don't you know how fucking broody he is?
I missed him.
Didn't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's staring at Connor's empty cradle in the ruins of his hotel room.
That is a bassinet.
Fuck off. Whatever. And we're over. Then we cut to Wesley's house where Fred's listening to all the messages. Fred's messages!
Oh, yeah!
It finally came full circle.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't even occur to me before. That's fucking amazing. So she's listening to her messages that she left for Wesley. completely unchecked on his machine. Fred can't believe that he would take Angel's baby. But Gunn gives her a little reality check and wants to keep focused on finding Wesley before Angel kills him. And
they're still both very much on the no. We think that Wes had a good reason. He had to have had a good reason.
But they can't ask him what that reason is if he's dead. And Fred thinks that she can figure out something by reading his diaries, so they leave again for the Hyperion to, I guess, look for his diaries there. Gunn criticizes, but then takes it back, that Fred is continuing to try calling Wesley on his cell phone. And then he realizes Fred is wonderful at making you feel like you just kicked a puppy.
Oh, yeah.
And he backed up without her even hardly saying anything.
She has those eyes that just make you go, anything you want.
You keep calling
anything you want.
You keep calling Wesley all day, every day.
The thing is that kills me in this moment is like if she just dialed the number a little bit faster, they'd have heard the phone ringing before they got in the fucking truck.
I know. Because, well, she needs something to hang on to. It would have been better if she'd had, Wesley's body to hang on to in a slightly less dead state than several hours later when he is found. Sorry, all these spoilers. Oh my. Excuse me.
It's not like we didn't just do a fucking synopsis that spoiled a lot of this.
Oh yeah, good point. So they drive off, and then we, the audience, are privy, only us though, to his cell phone ringing just across the street, right next to his lifeless body.
Yeah. Not
quite dead yet, but quite lifeless looking.
Like, as far as we know at this point, he is dead.
He may as well be dead.
He looks dead.
His throat is slit and he's covered in blood. His face wasn't nearly pale enough to be dead.
Right.
He should have been a lot paler for as much blood as he lost.
Yeah.
Whether he's dead or not.
I have things to say on that, Mark, too, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Cut to Holtz's house where Justine returns, sees all the thug dudes there, and she comments on the vampires being chained up, and they're like, oh no, we still need to train, and she's like, no, fuck that, kills them both.
Everything's real from here on out.
Yeah,
no more
training. Everything's real. And then she tells them that Holtz is gone and there to kill Angel.
And she doesn't lie. She's not lying that Holtz has escaped with the baby, but she does lie that he charged them to continue hunting Angel.
Right.
And she's just kind of commandeering the gang at this point, which, whatever.
She should.
Good for her.
Yeah.
More power to her. Holtz isn't using him anymore.
Right.
He's fucking gone.
And she needs something to, fill the void.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Fill it with anger.
Have a gang.
A cult.
It sounds good to me. It sounds like nice, tight community.
Yeah, but the unfortunate truth is I don't think cults last very long after their initial leader is gone.
Probably not. As evidence.
The family just falls apart.
Yeah, it doesn't last the episode now that you mention it.
No.
So we cut to the Hyperion, where Fred and Gunn are both in denial now. Lauren this time is the bearer of bad news, because Gunn thinks Lauren must have read Wesley wrong, and Fred can't accept that Connor is gone and into a hell dimension of all places. And
I hate this bit that they're like constantly questioning what Lauren read. Like, what?
Right, you have no idea how his shit works.
Bullshit. There's never been a point where they've ever before questioned anything that he's read.
I mean, that just shows you how much denial they're in.
Yeah, I suppose.
They've resorted to questioning Lauren's integrity,
I guess.
So the fact that Connor is off into a hell dimension hits way too close to home for Fred.
She's like, no, not like this, not a portal. Yeah.
I'm like, I guess that is traumatizing for her. That makes sense. Angel comes back swearing he'll make everyone pay, but later, because right now it's time to get Connor back. I'm like, well, at least he's got his priorities straight. And he knows that the dimension is named Kortoth.
Yes.
I think it's because he heard Sajan say that when he opened it.
He did.
And he tells Lauren to gather all the information he can about it. And Lauren's like, yes, master. Angel's such a dick to Lauren. I don't know why Lauren keeps fucking putting up with it. I think he's got a humiliation kink or something.
Maybe. He is, though. Like, Shockingly so.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like he's not on your payroll.
Right,
Like, you
like,
owe
yeah.
you owe him,
Yeah.
Angel. He's not your fucking employee. Anyway, Fred and Gunn demand that they're going with him to Kortoth and that they're going to have to do it without Wesley by finding Sajan in order to help them get to it.
One thing that Gunn does point out is that the last time that they had to open up a portal into another dimension, they required Wesley to do it because they couldn't fucking read the language otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how in the fuck are we going to be able to find a portal and open it without Wesley? He was basically the entire engineer of that scenario before.
Right. Well, he's not the only intellectual on the planet.
No.
Or occult academic.
Right. Cut to Wolfram and Hart, where...
To the Gerbaugh Thump Thump!
To the Gerbaugh Thump Thump. Lila's office, where Sajan comes in. Apparently he was at like some fundraiser or something. He's wearing a tux. He comes in. He asks...
You mean Linwood?
Or what did I say?
Could have sworn you said Sajan.
Possibly.
Anyway, Linwood.
Linwood's there. He's wearing a tux. Probably came from like some fundraiser or something. He asks Lila about Sajan and Angel. He's like, oh, it's weird that you met with Angel and you met Sajan and you didn't tell me. And then she just points to a fucking stack of papers on her desk. She's like, I was writing a report right now. And I hope that she wasn't.
Right.
She just balls out lied about the papers.
Time to pull an all-nighter.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and Linwood reminds her that she should always choose his side.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you would say that, Linwood.
Yeah.
Fuck right off.
He pleasantly berates her for her failure to get Connor. It's kind of pleasant.
I'd say menacingly.
I guess.
Because everything that comes out of his mouth kind of feels like a threat.
Yeah.
It's a very threatening place to work. I don't know how anybody lives under that amount of daily duress.
When he's in that building, everything that comes out of his mouth seems like a threat. Outside of that, he's just a fucking coward.
He's a tit outside of Wolfram and Hart.
He's a whiny little tit.
But we'll get to that. And that's an insult to tits.
Yeah, fair.
I like tits.
Yeah.
But he's not good.
He's a coward.
He's a tool.
He's a coward.
But I like tools too. Yeah, but whatever. Anyway, she does in fact verifiably lie to him that she had a gun to her head and that's why things went down the way they did.
I mean, she didn't have a gun to her head, but she had a gun pointed at her.
Did she?
Angel had a gun pointed at her.
Okay, but she had an army. It's not like she was truly under duress.
But she had an army who had an army of people who had guns that can't kill the vampire who's pointing a gun at her.
She purposefully misrepresented the situation.
She did. I am just saying it wasn't quite
I
that
guess
much
she
of a lie.
technically had a gun pointed at her, but not held to her head execution style.
Right.
Anyway, but she tries to play that off that that's why the baby got away from them. Yeah. And Linwood seems to buy it, so great. Good for her. Cut to the Hyperion.
Where Fred can't find shit on Sajan.
No, she cannot. And she can't translate the books that she needs either. Sounds like they would need Wesley for that.
Yep.
Or somebody that speaks some weird fucking language. I forget what it's called.
And, Gunn can't make anything of Cordy's filing system. I don't imagine it's particularly well filed. I
got the impression that Gunn's just bad at research.
That too.
We've never really seen Gunn do research.
I agree.
And that fits. He doesn't seem like a researchy kind of fella.
He's really not.
He's more of a, you tell me where to go and I will go there.
You point, I punch.
Yes, exactly. And, there's nothing wrong with that.
But also, this whole time, Angel is fucking riding them, way hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's you can't...
He really takes advantage of people.
Yeah. You can't expect good results under this kind of pressure.
Yeah. But Fred tries to call Cordelia and Angel freaks out. He's in denial. He's like, no, I don't want to bother her. We're going to have the baby back by the time that she gets back with presents for him. And I'm like, oh, buddy. Oh, jeez.
So, slight side note here. I haven't figured out like the actual cause of why Charisma Carpenter left the show for a little while.
Uh-huh.
I suspect it was because she was pregnant.
I feel like this is about where that starts, yeah.
But I do know that they took the opportunity of having Cordy leave specifically to work through the situation with Wesley. Because in last episode, he was so fucking on edge. And he was so, like, ready to just break down. And if you think about it, if you think about the character of Wesley and how he operated and everything, particularly with the fact that Gunn and Fred are hooking up, and he feels all fucking weird about that.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the only other person anywhere that he could have confided in would have been Cordy.
Yeah.
So he was very isolated in that scenario, knowing this awful thing, not knowing how to prevent it without having to literally betray everyone you know. And the only person that he's remotely close enough to be able to confide in and talk through this shit isn't there.
And that's really sad when you look at it from the perspective that Cordelia had to leave the show for it to get... It's not that she had to leave the show for it to get good.
Right.
But it worked out in this scenario.
Yes.
She needed to be gone for this to play out the way it did.
Right.
And it was worth it.
I agree.
But we get her back for another season. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Or not. I mean, yeah.
Well, she comes back.
Yeah, I know, but it's not like she's having a good time. The Charisma Carpenter.
Right.
Not Cordy. But
Yeah.
Anyway, she's deals with a lot of shit through the next season and then gets fired. But anyway, Angel says, you know what? Fuck this all. It's not working. Forget about it. Okay, thanks, bye. Fred and Gunn are like, whoa, wait, what? Fuck. We need to find Wesley in case he's jumping right to the dealing with those responsible parts.
Yes.
I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to open up. I want to find the guy that killed Tina, and I want to look him in the eye. Then what? Then I'm going to share my feelings.
So we cut to the park.
We cut to the park where a homeless man finds Wesley. When he finds Wesley, he's like, oh, God, damn muggers. And then he checks over Wesley and he discovers that Wesley wasn't mugged because there's a huge stack of money in his pocket.
He's got a big old wad, like at least $1,000 worth of hundos.
And instead of calling help to help Wesley, he hides Wesley and steals the money.
Yeah. He curses the muggers, but then he takes the money. I don't blame him for taking the money, but then
I don't blame him for that at all.
But then he does nothing to help Wesley.
My problem is if you're going to take the money, fine, but don't drag the still alive dying person into hiding.
Yeah.
Why does he do that?
I guess because he's afraid now he's going to get pegged as the mugger.
Which, to me, that bothers me more because, like, if you think about it from a forensic standpoint, him just taking the money off the body and running is a lot better than him literally moving the body where he's probably leaving more evidence.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just take the money, go to, maybe there's still some payphones around, go to a payphone and call the fucking police.
At the risk of sounding ableist, homeless people aren't necessarily known for their great decision-making processes.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but like, at the very least, call the police and anonymously say, I found a dying person in the park.
I mean, he definitely doesn't have a cell phone.
No. Well, he can go buy a burner now.
Now.
Because there was
absolutely
at least a couple $1,000s in that wad of money.
Oh, right. Now that he's got that money, you're right.
It was at least an inch thick of hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of money.
But also, there were still phone booths on like every other corner.
Did you know there was a a payphone near my house?
No.
Granted, there's no receiver on it, but the payphone is still there, and I find that fascinating.
Well, that is fascinating. I am fascinated.
Yeah.
This is my fascinated face, Rex.
You just have resting sarcastic face.
Also that. Yeah, so this guy's apparently not too concerned. He, the worst part is he kicks over the body trail in the dirt as he tries to run off, and it like barely does anything.
It just, like, I don't get the logic of this person here. And I know he's a fictional character, but it still bothers me.
It makes no sense, but most homeless people are mentally ill.
Yeah.
And desperate. So, yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He takes the money and he runs. Whatever, good for him. So cut to the Hyperion,
where Lauren enters the hotel to give Angel some bad news about Quartoth. He explains that there are no portals to Quartoth. The thing that he saw was not a portal. It was literally a ripping through the fabric of reality to open that way.
Oh, my.
Yes.
And Angel is looking through office supplies.
Yeah, he's a little distracted.
He's being a little bit, little squirrely.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you so fascinated with that staple remover and the receipt needle, huh?
And also this whole scene, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because as Lauren's talking to him, Angel is way out of it, way distracted. And I'm also thinking, Angel left. When did he come back? Like, what the fuck's going on? He left, and I guess now he's back, and like,
I guess he came right back. Well, we're about to find out where he went.
He's wandering around the hotel looking like me when I can't remember what the fuck I was doing.
Like he wandered into the kitchen and couldn't remember what he went in there for.
Yeah. Which I do at least 3 or 4 times a week.
But Lauren's trying to tell him it takes super dark magic that takes centuries to build. And even if he got there, it'd be looking for a needle in a haystack the size of China to try and find Connor. Lauren is sure that they just don't have the resources. Angel throws open the bedroom door to reveal...
Before that, in response to what Lauren says about needle in the haystack, he says needles. Should have thought of that.
Should have thought of that. Because then Angel throws open the bedroom door to reveal not only the destroyed set of his bedroom that the producer clearly wants to get their money's worth on.
Yes.
Oh, he's also got Linwood tied up in a chair. Dun, dun, dun. And he says, oh, I think we do. Have resources, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cut to commercial. Cut back from commercial. Linwood introduces himself to Lauren.
Yeah. And, Lauren through this is trying to reason with Angel that he doesn't actually want to torture this person.
I've got a quote of the day out of this exchange.
Go right ahead.
So Linwood says, Linwood Murrow, Division President of Special Projects at Wolfram & Hart. And you are? Lauren replies, deeply troubled.
Yeah.
Linwood says, then you and Angel have a lot in common. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's a good line.
I'll give you that one, Linwood.
I got another quote from this scene, too. Because Angel is walking around the room, gathering up the little implements that he has gathered up and arranges them on a table. And Linwood is talking to him and says, at last count, the charges here are kidnapping, assault and battery, and attempted, but gets cut off as Angel slams down a table in front of him with a bunch of torturous implements on it. Says, so the line is, at last count, the charges were kidnapping, assault and battery, and attempted, none of which I intend to press.
Yeah. And Angel wants to know who is Sajan and how to get his hands on him.
And from this moment on, all we have is the cowardly Linwood.
Yeah. Because Angel didn't even do anything.
Oh, no.
He didn't even touch him, and this guy's squealing like a piggy.
But hold on. Oh, God. The next moment, though, is just so fucking good. It's so good. Angel grabs one of those memo spikes. Those, memo spikes.
The receipt needle.
Yeah. And he leans in real close and the camera zooms in real close and he holds the fucking point of this millimeters from Linwood's eye.
And I'm pretty sure they just actually did that to get that shot.
Oh God. it's an intense moment, and they did that thing with the sound where they play that like high pitched note in the background to make it all fucking uneasy and everything.
Yeah.
And it's an intense fucking moment. But yeah, the moment that thing gets anywhere near his eye, Linwood's like, "How about you pull my cell phone out and hit speed dial 3, and I will help you do whatever you need."
Which I found suspicious. I'm like, oh, so you're gonna call for help? You want him to just that's how you're gonna respond to torture? You just, well, I'm gonna call my team in to get me out of this. But no, he doesn't.
And I can imagine, because the speed dial 3 apparently is Lila.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that the moment Angel pulls out the phone and presses the speed dial button, it says Lila on there.
Sure.
So like he knows who he's calling.
And yeah, he calls Lila on his cell phone and tells her to give him whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So we cut over to Justine's.
Yes, no longer Holtz's house. It's Justine's house.
Yep, Holtz is done fucked off.
Done fucked off.
It is all Justine's now.
Gunn and Fred show up there to question Justine.
Fred and Gunn barge in. They want answers. Gunn's ready to take Justine with force. Fred stops him because violence never solved anything, except for literally every problem ever.
Right.
Historically, anyway. Fred, however, knows Justine's weakness. Empathy.
Yes.
Justine's just such a loser, sucker cuck for people understanding where she's coming from and shit. And Fred has some kind of epiphany about trash while she's busy empathizing with the enemy. And Gunn goes back to being slightly menacing by demanding that she tell him where Wesley is, and they're not going anywhere till she tells them. She's like, yeah, you're half right about not going anywhere, because her gang comes up behind them and gets Gunn in a chokehold, and they're about to cut his throat, but Justine, plagued by guilt of having slit Wesley's throat, decides to let them go. And Fred happily complies and grabs Gunn and shoves them out the door.
Yeah.
There it is. Cut back to Wolfram and Hart,
where Lila is shocked that Linwood told Angel about the White Room. She explains that people don't talk about the White Room there. She had worked there for 3 years before she even knew what the White Room was.
Yeah. Has she... I feel like we've seen the White Room before, and wasn't she there?
I can't fucking remember.
I can't remember who went to the White Room, but I know we've seen it at least one time before. I can't discern from this scene if she's been there before or not. I feel like yes.
I'm going to look it up.
But possibly no. But while you're looking that up, so they just go into what seems like a normal elevator, and he takes out these instructions and he punches in a bunch of different numbers on the panel, and it's a code because a new button pops up after he punches in the right code. Lila tries to be like, I'll just take those instructions from you, and he's like, nah, fuck you, these are mine. He presses the big new shiny button at the top, and they find themselves in an all-white room where there's a creepy little girl sitting in a chair.
This is, by the way, the debut of the White Room.
What?
It will show up a lot more.
Huh.
But yeah,
I could have sworn we'd seen the White Room once before this.
Yeah, must have been something like it.
Something similar, and then they just used that idea.
Yeah, it must be. I just can't
out.
fucking remember what it was.
That's weird. I don't know. Maybe that was something else I'm thinking of.
But, yeah, the White Room has a creepy girl in it.
Yeah, creepy little girl sitting on a chair. And she just seems to fucking know everything. She compliments Lila's nails and uses the segue of them being red to Angel enjoying blood. How did I see that coming?
Woo!
Weird. She assumes correctly that he's out for revenge and unironically agrees that revenge is so much more fun than forgiveness.
Yeah.
And then she mocks Angel for looking for his son. Frankly, quote of the day here, "Aw, do you want your little baby back?" And I'm sorry, missed opportunity here. Crazy missed opportunity. They could have totally put the baby back ribs commercial in here.
I want my
baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce.
Chili baby back ribs.
God, that is an old fucking commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway.
They put it in Austin Powers.
They did. the creepy little girl explains that Wolfram and Hart actually made Sajan's whole species immaterial. Apparently before that they were bloodthirsty, murderous bunch. She explains that they can be captured in this special urn. Turns out it's the urn that Holtz had mentioned before to Sajan.
But they're expensive and not super useful for Angel's particular wants and needs.
Exactly. She says that she'll help Angel figure out a way to corporalize him.
To make him corporeal again. He needs a special whole-ass ritual to perform. And he needs to kill Lila first as a prerequisite. And she's
not a bit of fucking hesitation on his part.
None of it. And she is impressed by his quick willingness to do so and spares her life before he's able to finish her off. And she gives him the instructions. Hooray! Yay!
It's on a little piece of paper.
I mean, that wasn't really much of a task at all.
No.
Like, kill Lila? Yes, please.
Right?
Thank God.
About time. I had this marked on my calendar for next Tuesday.
Just give me an excuse. Can't do it on Tuesday. That's when Buffy airs.
Oh, yeah.
That's when Dawn gets in trouble. Anyway.
Right.
Cut to outside of Wesley's apartment.
Yes. Where why did I write? No, that's Gunn. Where Gunn and Fred are digging through the trash to find his journals.
She's standing in front of the dumpster and she's like, okay, Gunn, now throw me away. Because it's the last place Wesley's diaries could be. And she finds them way too quickly, if you ask me.
Right. Like, honestly, I think they would have been in the Jeep. He'd have taken them with him.
Right. He wouldn't have thrown that shit away. Whatever.
And if he were going to dispose of them, he'd have burned them probably.
Right? Yeah. It's all very unlikely. I assumed that it would just be still laying out on his desk.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm surprised for as much as he was staring at that nobody else ever saw it.
Right.
Anyway. They step inside to look through the notes. Gunn finds the prophecy translation. Woo! Now they just need to tell Angel that he had good intentions to save Connor's life and pray that maybe it begins the process of forgiveness.
Yeah, they do find his diaries. They go through them. They look through them. And Fred points out that Wes was very meticulous in his note-taking. He had essentially separate diaries in relation to all the people in fucking in the company.
Oh, yes.
And, like, that's a bit too meticulous if you ask me.
Oh, yes.
But she also mentions he seemed very frightened and not sure what of exactly. But then, as you said, Gunn finds the prophecy, and, you know, they kind of agree that Wes probably did the right thing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, geez, thank goodness. This is great news.
Yeah.
Angel was going to kill the baby.
And Gunn points out, well, Angel's not going to actually forgive him for this, no matter what the reason.
Who points that out?
Gunn.
I don't remember that. Cool. That's why there's two of us.
Yes.
Together, we make one functional adult.
You know, my fiance and I say that to each other all the fucking time.
Well, I guess I'm just not needed here anymore.
Nope.
Oh, fuck you. So,
hey, if it helps, Caitlin would never want to do this podcast with me.
Yeah, that's true. Or with me, for that matter.
They are funnier than I am, though. Or rather, punnier than I am. I think the listeners would love Caitlin's humor.
I guess we'll never know.
Nope.
You're not real. Or I'm not real. Somebody here isn't real, and I suspect it's you. So if you're not real, then that means that my head came off back there and that I'm dead now. Dead.
Back to the Hyperion, where Angel holds a paintbrush with red paint on its bristles.
Yes.
Lawrence swears there must be another way. Lila swears there is no other way. And Lawrence says something that sounds insanely sexist to Lila. Do you remember this?
I did not hear this line.
He says, you know, not speaking would be a really good look for you. And I'm like, ooh, I get I get she's your enemy,
yeah.
but that doesn't come off right.
No, it really doesn't.
Like, shit. That's
maybe you shouldn't say that to the only woman in the room.
Exactly. It just feels like straight up misogyny. It doesn't even have anything to do with the fact that they're dire enemies.
No. So apparently the last ingredient to get this spell on the roll, aside from the actual incantation, is human blood. And she pulls out a knife and menacingly walks towards Linwood. I love this bit.
I really wanted her to do it.
Yeah, like
fuck him.
Right? Like, come on. You fucking hate Linwood.
But
he is a pain in your ass.
She
Just
knows.
fucking do it.
She knows that she's not done with him yet.
No.
He
cuts
still
her own
has the
hands.
power to fucking fire her or whatever.
But she cuts her hand. And I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before.
I think it's come up several times.
But that is the worst place to cut your hand.
It really is.
That is not gonna fucking heal.
But every fucking show, even vaguely like this, for 30 years has done this. It's just tradition at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, just cut the palm of your hand, and God, that would hurt so much, but they never even wince.
Yeah.
It barely wince.
Oh, God. Just because right when you said cut the palm of your hand and you made that motion on your hand, my brain goes, ah!
Yeah.
And it's
oh, God. I just thought about actually, accidentally slicing my hand, and I'm like, fuck, no, that hurts.
I'm legitimately terrified of doing something like that to my hands.
Okay. That's
because, all of my hobbies involve me using my hands for things.
Yeah. We're monkeys. We need our hands.
I would so rather lose my legs.
I mean, I feel like every animal needs all of their appendages, really.
Well, yes. But I'm of the mind that if I had to lose limbs, I would rather lose my legs, because then I could have bionic legs. And they make really cool prosthetics that work really well as legs. They don't make as good of prosthetics that work as well as hands.
Yeah, because you need more dexterity.
Exactly.
Well, what are you going to do? So let's not think too hard about that.
Yeah, anyway, so she cuts herself, dribbles blood on the paint, and then Angel goes through the incantation to...
I noticed they're still using that shitty pasta sauce fake blood.
Yeah,
for when she cuts herself. It's so shitty looking.
They probably made a big batch of it, and they got it for months.
Well, and I think they used it up and switched over to good blood for when she squeezes her hand out over the top of the pentagram, because that looked good.
The blood that they had in Angel's cup in the previous episode was also really good.
That didn't look terrible, no.
I also, by the way, think the glass of blood that they had him drinking out of was actually one of those fake glasses that had the liquid in between two walls on the inside, so there wasn't actually liquid in the glass. Maybe. Because there's at least one moment where he does put the cup to his lips and then take a swig, but there's no fake blood stuck to his mouth.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they did. But anyway, Angel goes through the incantation. It's made to look like this is going to summon Sajan, and there's a big flash of light in the middle of the pentagram, and nothing more happens.
Yeah, Angel holds an axe to Linwood's throat, demanding where Sajan is. Cut to the street, where Sajan is.
Yeah, Sajan appears on the street.
He's teleported into the middle of the road and is immediately hit by a truck. But don't worry, he's okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
He picks the truck right on up and throws it.
Flips it right the fuck over, scares the shit out of the driver.
As Lila puts it in the next scene, tosses it over like a Tonka toy.
Like a Tonka toy, yeah.
And then he's just, that's more like it.
Yeah,
he's very happy to be
very pleased
again.
with being solid again.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him.
This is exactly what he wanted, really.
And yeah, it's like Christmas fucking morning. So back to the Hyperion, Angel drags a very whiny Linwood up the stairs.
I love this.
He's still tied to the chair.
Just step by step.
Yeah. Thunk.
Thunk. Thunk. Thunk. Very casually
and
just dragging him up.
Angel could easily just pick him up
yeah.
and just carry him up smoothly.
But also, he could also just go upstairs and get the implements and bring them to Linwood. But like he's adding in that layer of like just terror. Because think about being in that chair and just every time it thunks, you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, I'm gonna die.
Linwood's like, Lila, do something. And she gets off the phone and
he's such a crybaby.
He is. She gets off the phone and fucking helps him. She informs them that there was an electrical disturbance detected by the Wolfram & Hart tech team at the same time as the spells.
Yep.
She gives them the address or the cross section or the
intersection.
Intersection, that's the one. And Angel just drops Linwood down the stairs.
Let's go.
The chair breaks at the bottom.
It's one thing to fall down the stairs. It's a completely other thing to fall down the stairs strapped to a fucking chair.
To a chair.
Like you can't put your hands out. You can't cover your face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That would suck so much extra.
And here's the thing, though. Those stairs are probably the hardest of hardwood. And have been there for like 100 years. So, like, you know they're hard material. Like, that's...
Regardless, I'm sure he's never been so happy to fall down the stairs.
Right?
Because now he's free.
Yes.
He might be in a lot of pain, but at least he's not going to be tortured again.
Yeah. Well...
Or at all.
Hopefully.
That we know of. He's
been being tortured this whole time, just psychologically speaking.
Yeah. So Angel tries to huff off to the location that they gave him. Fred and Gunn pop in and try to tell him about the prophecy that they found in Wesley's notes. But
He's not having it. Angel
is a stubborn cunt about it and is like, yeah, well, I'd never heard anyone that I care about. So, that doesn't make any sense. And, completely not accounting for the possibility that Angelus absolutely would.
Hold on, though. I do want to mention the point here where, he says that the prophecy is preposterous and she asks why. And he looks her in the fucking eye and says, I would never kill anyone I care about. Now move. And the way he's looking at her is, I will hurt you.
If you don't get the fuck out of my way.
And like the implication there of like, I am about to hurt you because if you continue doing what you're doing, I'm going to suddenly stop caring about you.
Fucking hypocrite. So they let him go because Gunn doesn't want to have to kill Angel because he's like, if he lays a finger on you, I'd have to kill him dead right there or something.
Yeah, well, when Fred's like, oh, we got to go after him, one of my quotes here is Gunn, we can't, he lays a finger on you, I'll have to kill him myself.
Yep. So Lorne informs Fred and Gunn how bad it is. Kidnapping, dark magic. Linwood is super pissed. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Outside, Angel doesn't make it past the courtyard without being attacked by Justine and her gang.
And this fight isn't even a fucking challenge.
Not that it matters.
It's barely enough to make him like slow down in walking forward.
Right? Because Angel passes through them like butter. Justine tries to stop him at the gate after he's just laid waste to the cronies. And Angel simply does not have time for her shit.
He throws her down and she like covers her face like he's about to attack her. And then he's just gone.
But there's always time, Rex, for casual misogyny. Quote of the day. Angel says, I'm not your boyfriend. Find somebody else to smack you around.
Yeah.
Like, damn, who wrote this episode? Fuck.
I mean, to be fair...
The early 2000s wrote this episode.
Well, yeah. But also, to be fair, that's the kind of arrangement she was in with Holtz.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's true. He throws her to the ground and he fucks right off. And she flips back around. She's expecting more of a fight, but he's just gone.
Yeah. He doesn't have fucking time for it. He doesn't care.
He meant it. So Fred and Gunn walk outside because Fred still intends to give Angel a stern talking to.
Yeah.
And they find a bunch of dudes scrambling to get up and run after Justine, who is peeling out in Wesley's SUV.
Yes.
My God, what a whirlwind of a day for all parties involved.
Right. And this is like 24 hours, these 2 episodes.
Yeah, they have not gotten a break since the events of last episode.
No, not at all. Cut to the street where Sajan had appeared, and Angel questions the driver, who's very upset that he hurt people. And, Angel does console him a little bit. There's at least a little time for some empathy here. He does tell the driver that it wasn't his fault.
Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah. I'm sure the guy doesn't fucking believe him for a second.
No, because he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's just a normie pedestrian. I mean, he was a truck driver, but now he's a pedestrian.
But Angel gets the story from him about what happened. He walks over to the truck and finds a bit of blood on the grill, which is Sajan's blood. And hey, Angel can track him that way.
I didn't catch that before. That makes sense. Okay, so we cut to Sajan's old lair. You know the one.
Yep.
The one with all the braziers and...
Haven't been here in a while.
Torches and no bucket to poop in.
No bucket to poop in at all.
0 buckets, just a dirt floor corner.
Yeah.
In fact, I bet the whole place is just made out of poop.
It probably smells like barbecue, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there's charcoal burning.
Oh, yeah. I bet it smells really nice, actually. Yeah. Or, like campfire, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Fred and Gunn followed Justine there and demand to know where Wesley is.
Yeah, and, she takes a moment to walk around the table that she had been pinned to.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of reminisces, I guess, about her, she's missing her abuser.
Those were the days. She just keeps being freaked out that Holtz only ever wanted to get revenge on Angel.
Right.
Just like Wesley told her. And she finally admits that she slit Wesley's throat, and Fred throws the first fucking punch.
Right.
Fred's having a good couple of episodes. She murdered a dude last episode. She punches Justine. Gunn helps.
Yeah.
And he's just about to strong arm her into taking them to Wesley's body when who should show up but little old Sajan.
Yeah, enter Sajan, where, he's like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing in my house?
He's a bit irked that people are just, fighting in his damn house.
But he comes in, he's like, you call that a fight? I'll show you a fight.
I'll show you. I'll give you something to cry about. He takes his belt off. And they're like, no, Daddy, no. Daddy. Justine needs a new daddy issue.
I mean, yeah.
So Sajan's right there, man. He looks even older.
Right.
He is way older. So he's got this. She's got this. They've got this. It's going to be okay. So he's... So Sajan's particularly unamused with Justine for that one. For that one time that she swung a sword through him, trying to cut his head off, apparently. And just as he's about to go at it with Gunn and Fred, in a violent way, guess who shows up?
Oh, look, it's Angel.
It's Mr. Happy, who comes in to save the day, who's not so happy anymore.
And this is where they fight.
I'm with Wolfram and Hart.
Everybody should have a lawyer like this.
Mr. Winters shall never be convicted of any crime. Ever. Should you continue to harass our client, you'll be forced to bring him into the light of day.
I want that stricken from the record.
A place I'm told that's not all that healthy for you.
Sajan correctly supposes that Angel's the one who brought him back to being solid.
Yes. Sajan unfortunately tells Angel that he cannot open a way back to Quartoth. Quartoth. Because it took so much power to do it once, and if he does it again, it will permanently rip the fabric of space-time.
Mm-hmm.
And, that sounds bad.
Quote of the day there. After Angel makes a pretty reasonable offer that he can help him find Connor in Quartoth to pay him back for the favor, but Sajan claims he can't open the portal more than once. Here's the quote of the day. Sajan says, "No, that I'm telling the truth about. Your kid's gone, for good. I could open the Quartoth exactly one time. That's why I chose it. Try again. The whole universe could go kaplooey. Bad for me. bad for America.
I did not catch the bad for America.
Yeah. It's like, how poignant.
Yeah.
Even 20 years later, look at that. So
they fight here.
Fred's pretty quick-witted, though, and she understands that this means he must be lying about something else.
Yeah.
And Gunn's the first one to be like, you wrote the fucking prophecy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I flitted back and forth in time, changed the one that threatened me, polished some others, flitted in a manly way, just so we're clear.
Right.
That was another quote of the day.
I just want to point out the storyline here. A being subtly changing a prophecy to get people to do what he wants.
Hundreds of years in the future.
Hundreds of years in the future. This was the plot of a fucking D&D campaign I ran.
Really?
Yes.
That's fun.
It's also basically, spoilers, the plot of the Mistborn trilogy. Because evil being changes prophecy to get certain things to happen.
We'll revisit that off the air.
But the point is that I fucking love that this plot showed up because like I actually ran a campaign like this.
That's funny.
And it was the best. It was honestly one of the best D&D campaigns I've ever run in my entire fucking life because I had told the players very early on that they should take good notes. And every single time I recited this stupid ass prophecy to them, which was dozens over the span of a year of running this campaign.
It changed a little.
I changed it. Every single time I wrote a completely new version of this prophecy.
And nobody picked up on it.
And nobody picked up on it. And I read it to them dozens and dozens of times. And build up to the end of the game. And at the very end of the game, because the whole idea was they were supposed to get this little girl to this big bad lich. And the little girl is the only one who has the power to kill the lich.
They must have just thought that you were a really sloppy dungeon master.
Oh, they did, I think. But they have to get this little girl to kill this witch because of this prophecy. And they get the little girl to kill the lich, and the lich just fucking kills the girl. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, she's dead. And they're like, what? And I'm like, actually, the moment the lich kills the girl, the world ends.
Huh.
Everything goes black.
Well,
game over.
That's a problem.
And they're like, what? I'm like, no, game over. The world ended. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, the world ended. And basically the whole idea was that there was this evil god trapped within the soul of this girl who was being reincarnated. And the only way this god could get out was if the lich killed the girl, because of the way the lich absorbed souls would destroy the soul and it would free this evil god. And basically this god manipulated this prophecy, and at the end of the game they were all pissed. I literally showed them the very first prophecy that I wrote and then the last one, and it had basically been changing with them as they played, and like they just thought I was a sloppy DM, and none of them picked up on it at all. And I ran this for an entire year and it was fantastic.
I'm so proud of you.
Me too.
I want you to know that.
Okay. That's good to know. I had to get a tangent in somewhere. But yeah, they stole my plot.
I'm so proud of you. I just want you to know that. So he apparently wrote the prophecy that drove Wesley to freak out and kidnap Connor, because the real prophecy was that the son of the vampire would kill Sajan, so he had to take care of that creatively.
Yeah.
Angel doesn't like this news, and they fight.
This is where they fight.
Sajan knocks Gunn down pretty quick. Sajan nearly overpowers Angel.
Honestly, I don't think Angel's much of a fucking challenge for Sajan here.
Sajan's a formidable opponent.
Yeah. Just as it's like, holy shit, Sajan is in the process of winning here. Fred grabs one of the braziers and throws it in his face.
Oh, yeah.
And I just have to say, she does not have skin on her hands anymore.
Yeah, she shouldn't anyway. No.
Because that was a metal brazier and has had a fire burning in it for who the fuck knows how long.
I want to know how the fucking fires were lit upon arrival.
Yeah.
At all.
Like, Like, she should not have skin.
But also, she threw it in his face and he said, "Hey, do you think I need more skin problems over here?"
Yeah, that's one of my quotes of the day.
Oh, sorry.
Do I look like I need more skin problems?
There it is. So,
at least he's self-aware.
Right. And Sajan nearly overpowers Angel, but Justine saves him by catching Sajan in one of those crazy urns.
Yeah.
Like a genie.
Handy that they had one. They're rare and hard and expensive, and despite the fact that Holtz came to the world without a single goddamn dime to his name, he was able to get one.
He's a resourceful man.
Yeah.
Damn it. So, yeah, it's surprising that it would even work because he's corporeal now. It seemed like it was something that hinged on him being incorporeal.
Yeah.
But nope, it still works just fine. And he's all like, "Oh no, don't do that. I don't like that."
Oh my God. That's a good pull.
Like, almost literally. That's kind of what he sounded like.
Wayne's World donut scene, if you don't get that reference.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And Justine finally tells them where they might find Wesley's body.
Yeah.
She finally has a fucking conscience and uses it.
And hopefully she goes and gets fucking therapy.
I'm sorry, conscience. I said conscious. Conscience.
Yes.
There's a difference.
Conscience.
Yeah. So, cut topside.
They go to the park. They check the park. He's not in the park. Angel, of course, knows he was in the park because he smells his blood.
Smells the blood.
There's no body.
They all look distraught. Angel especially looks distraught. I mean, they're all very obviously distraught, but Angel is the best at being like,
"Yes,
God damn it, Fred and Gunn, don't you know how fucking broody I am?"
I think on some level, Angel's a little bit pleased that he gets to go back to being his dark, broody self.
He fucking better be, because I much prefer it, honestly.
I do too. He's a much more interesting character that way. Happy Angel is not that interesting.
And at the time that I was watching this scene without knowing the ending, I originally had this played out as, "Damn it, Fred and Gunn, don't you know how broody I am that my best friend is probably dead?" And they're like, "Yeah, I see that. Now go inside before you burst into flames, asshole."
Yeah.
But I suspect retroactively that is not his sentiment.
No.
Whatsoever.
They're playing it to where, like, you can't tell.
Yeah.
It hasn't at all in any way, shape, or form explicitly stated that Angel is forgiven Wesley.
But everyone's just kind of assuming.
Right. Everyone's just kind of assuming.
He must understand.
Yeah.
He gets it. Wesley was doing the best that he can with the information he had at the time. He had good intentions that literally became the road to hell for his son.
Which is one of the rules.
Yeah.
Your intentions don't matter.
I don't know how I feel about that anymore.
I didn't mean to is not an excuse. That's the rule.
Gotcha. It's not an excuse, but it can be part of an apology.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah. Anyway, because we're back at the Hyperion, and Angel tries to get all down on himself for endangering Fred and Gunn by his vendetta to find Sajan. And Lauren tries to ease his pain by telling him that he did the best he could with the knowledge he had at the time, just like Wesley.
Yeah. And he points out that, given that Angel was being fed Connor's blood by Wolfram and Hart, he was becoming a danger to Connor and Angel. While Wes did not know about that plot, he did, in fact, save Connor from that plot.
Right. And also, what pisses me off that they never really visit here is Connor was also in danger of Angel just being too goddamn happy about being a father.
Yes.
And becoming jealous.
I don't understand why that hasn't fucking been brought up yet.
Seriously. Like they were all in clear and present danger because of how fucking satisfied and happy he was at being a father. But nobody cares about that.
And honestly, that's what obviously what Wes was worried about. He was worried that Angel was getting to be too happy, and that's why he would kill the child.
I wish he had explicitly said it at some point, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, headcanon, I'd like to believe that that is a factor in Wesley's mind. But Lauren suggests that maybe forgiving Wesley is the best way to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And then the phone rings. It's Fred. Hey, they found Wesley. He's at the hospital. Hooray.
Cut to the hospital where Fred and Gunn are in the waiting room as Angel arrives. They explain that he had his throat cut. He cannot speak yet.
His trachea is all messed up.
But visitors are allowed, and Angel's like, oh, I'm going to go visit him. I'm going to go visit my friend.
Yeah, they're like, he's not out of the woods yet. He lost a lot of blood, but that can only help. You should definitely go say hi.
And, he goes in to see Wesley. Wesley wakes up. He tells Wesley that he understands why he did what he did. And he explains to him that he didn't kill Connor. He assures him that he's Angel, not Angelus, and he gets confirmation from Wesley that you get it, right? I'm Angel, not Angelus. And the moment that there is some level of agreement on Wes's face that yes, he agrees that he is Angel, Angel then takes the pillow out from under his head and then fucking suffocates him with it because he wanted to make sure that Wes knew that he was murdering him as Angel and not Angelus.
Yeah, that particular angle did not really occur to me.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm Angel, right? Yeah? Okay, I want you to know where
really
this
important
is coming
to me
from.
that you understand that before what I'm about to do. But also, I did not think Angel was capable of this level of subterfuge.
Right?
The way that he methodically essentially lies to everyone around him for hours. Letting them believe that he is not mad at Wesley anymore.
Yeah.
And especially up to the point where they just let him walk into his hotel or his hospital room.
And then, so the moment when he is suffocating Wesley, I got to give some major props to David Boreanaz in this. It is intense, like very palpable anger. Holy shit.
I could hear his voice cracking. I was like, oh, damn.
He was screaming. He was like spit was flying out of his mouth. Just pure vitriol. That was impressive.
Flipped the fuck out on him. And until, of course, the doctors, nurses, Gunn, and Fred come and pull him off of Wesley. Just before
Which I don't buy for a second that a couple of nurses were able to pull him off Wesley. I don't buy that for a fucking second.
Gunn helped a little bit, I'm sure. But yeah, a couple of nurses, no, fuck that.
Dude throws vampires around as a hobby.
Like fucking rag dolls, yeah. And then we leave the room. We see Angel being dragged off into the hallway, and we just
screaming, "You're a dead man," over and over again.
And we see Wesley just gasping for breath on the bed. And then they just fucking roll credits right there.
Yeah. Fuck.
Gerarg.
Is this from me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more!
Nights I shall walk the earth. Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
Fuck me.
Like,
I didn't think they could top the intensity of last episode, and for the most part, they didn't.
They carried it though,
but they kept it going.
They carried it. Like this has been the shit I've been talking about. Like, they know how to fucking write this shit. They know what they're doing, and they do it sometimes.
Yeah, they finally got around to it.
Like, but the tension of the last two episodes, they were well written, well paced. And the fucking play with Angel's attitude towards, like, I've watched this before.
Yeah.
I have a bit better idea than you of what transpires through the series. I did not remember this, and it fucking blew me away. I was shocked at, like, holy shit.
I actually did kind of remember the Holt jumping into the portal with Connor last episode.
That I remembered. That I did remember.
But, yeah, I didn't remember this.
No, it was intense.
Yeah. I'm like
damn.
He's really pissed at Wes. Come on, man. He literally was trying to save the kid's life.
And, like, I see, here's the thing about it, though. Like, I get where everyone else is coming from. I get that they're like, hey, look, he was being tormented by this fact, this piece of information that he thought was fact. He had gone way out of his way to disprove it and couldn't disprove the prophecy. And then there were things happening that were pointing him towards believing the prophecy. Like, everyone keeps pointing that out, but dude, I profoundly feel Angel's stance here. Like, if I were in that position, I don't care what your reasoning is. You stole the child. No matter what, whether the blood thing mattered or not, whether the prophecy mattered or not, whether whatever transpired mattered or not, the simple truth is Wesley's direct decision resulted in Holtz and Connor jumping into that portal. And that's how Angel sees it.
I guess. I'm still on Wesley's side. I approve.
I'm not saying that I don't think that Wesley was working as best as he could with the information he had. I think that he definitely should have fucking said something to somebody
about the prophecy. Yeah, he should have gotten a second opinion on that shit.
At the very least, he should have been like, hey, Angel, you're a bit happy here. Maybe we should discuss your happiness and the dangers that your happiness has with Angelus.
Uh-huh.
And, make sure everyone in the fucking group is aware of the danger here, because Gunn and Fred and Lorne don't fucking get it. And they don't get the extreme level of danger that they were because of how happy Angel was.
Like, Gunn knows, but he doesn't get it.
Exactly.
And I feel like Fred doesn't really know at all.
No, I don't think Fred knows at all.
Huh. Anyway, yeah. Decisions were made. Things happened.
The big thing for me, though, is these last two episodes. Oh my God, they were so much better than the entire rest of the last season so far.
I know, right?
Like, you combine all the good from the entire rest of the season up to this point, and these two episodes are better.
Yeah, it just worked out that we doubled up on these two episodes. Right. This was a fantastic 2 episodes for us to record back to back.
More importantly, the fact that they rolled into each other like they did made it easy to record them back to back.
Yeah, I made it through my notes in record time.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a quote of the day?
Oh, somewhere I can conjure one up, I bet. Yeah, I want to give it to Sajan. No, I'm telling you the truth about that. Your kid's gone for good. I could open the Kortoth exactly one time. That's why I chose it. Try again, the whole universe could go kaplooey. Bad for me, bad for America.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's my quote of the day.
I am going with Linwood.
Yeah?
At last count, the charges were kidnapping, assault and battery, and attempted, none of which I intend to press.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Especially the look on his face when he said it.
Yeah.
Like, I am fucked.
I should shut my fucking mouth, shouldn't I? Huh. Funny how that works out sometimes. Yeah, this man is not scared of litigation.
No.
Like, he knows who he is.
Right.
He should know better than that. Like, you're not Angel's boss, dipshit. Anyway. Whatever. I had a good time.
Yeah.
This has been another episode of Ale with Angel. I hope you had a good time, Rex.
I did.
And audience, people listening, Yes, you. I'm looking at you right now.
Like you in particular.
Bridget McCloy. I don't know why you're the first patron.
Bridget McCloy? I was not looking at Bridget McCloy.
Oh, well, that was the first Patreon that popped into my head. I don't know why. I just thought it'd be funny to just single one person out completely for the shits and giggles of it. Anyway, this has been another episode of Ale with Angel. Don't forget to unfollow us on Twitter, X, fuck whatever, on Nazi land. Like us on Facebook, which is not really much better, but it's passable.
But you can join our Facebook group, and that is
much better. Yes, occasionally we post stuff there. At the very least, we post real-time updates to when our episodes are releasing, and a direct link to them.
And fans post stuff there too.
They do. It's a fun little place to be. We have a website where you can also listen to our episodes directly. It's called beerwithbuffy.com. Our shop is currently down. Don't worry, we're going to get it back up. Can't say exactly when. Probably going to be another month or two on that. If you would like to support us in the meantime financially, we have a Patreon. It's over there at patreon.com/beerwithbuffy. We have a cat naming perk. Elon, we're so sorry. We're going to get to you, I promise.
We will. We will get to you.
It's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah.
You'll see. Don't forget to review us on iTunes. It truly is the best way that you can help us. We're currently at 72 reviews on iTunes. When we get to 75, we're having a hoodie giveaway. And then when we get to 100, we will do another hoodie giveaway. And it will never be enough. Keep reviewing us on iTunes, please. Don't forget to do a written review. And if you really want to be in the running for that hoodie, you need to send us a screenshot of you editing that written review to beerwithbuffy@gmail.com. You can also use that email address for any questions, comments, or concerns you may have. If you would like to contact us another way, you can leave us a voicemail at 269-743-0783. You can also text that number. Last but not least, big shout out to JJ Treadway for all of our closing, opening, and transitional music. This has been Ale with Angel. I'm Josh.
I'm Rex. Have a good night.
Keanu Speed, Rex.
Greetings be with you.
Whoa.
You are the slayer. Lives depend upon you. I make allowances for your years, but I expect a certain amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Earwolves, incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day.
One girl in all the world.
Common sense.
One girl in all the world.
Was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?